Okay, so we're back working on the 331. Today we're welding up the boom. Oof. Yep, so we got to do both sides. Then we're going to bore them back out. So, there we got the boom off and everything. All the hydraulics off. Got her all tore apart for this. So, I just got one side done. I'll zoom in. Not looking too bad for my first bore. Of course, this is only the bottom half too, so we're gonna flip the boom over to do the other half. So now I'm gonna do the other side here and film this one. I figured I'd do a trial run before I make a fool of myself. So here we go. So there's the first two. Oop, focus up. They're not perfect, but we're gonna end up boring it out anyways. I'll just, yeah, there's a booger back there, but I can run over that. So, yeah, now I'm just gonna do this halfway around on each side. Get 180 degrees of this. Then once we tear this boom off, we'll be able to do the top and bore it out after that. So otherwise, I mean, it looks pretty good. Okay, so we just finished this one up. Well, the half anyways. Well, I don't think it looks too bad. I know the corner is not very square. Oh, focusing. I know the corner is kind of blown out a little bit, so I might have to build it up, but it's getting to the point where you can't really weld anymore with the 7014s. I was kind of going a little too high up, pushing my luck a little too much, but otherwise I think it looks great. So I'll probably update this video once the boom comes off, and then maybe I'll put in this video the boring, maybe not. Maybe I'll put it in another video, who knows. So as for right now, I think it looks pretty good. So, okay, so we're back working on the Bobcat. As you can see, we got the bottom welded up in the previous video. Now we're gonna tear the boom off, weld the top. We gotta flip the boom over, so, because I cannot weld overhead. So, and then we'll be able to bore it out after we're done with that on the machine there. So I guess we'll take a time lapse of us tearing this boom off. Okay, so we just got the boom flipped over, as you could see in the video, and now I'm going to weld up everything that I couldn't weld before because I could not weld upside down. So actually it ended up being pretty perfect that it just sat on the back like this, and then now we'll just get these welded up easy. So I'll get to it. So you may have seen in my previous clip that I was needle gunning my welds, and that's so that I can peen the surface of these welds over. From what I understand, it makes them harder and, I don't know, better quality welds. So that's why you see me doing it. Not necessarily to remove the slag, although it does definitely do a good job for that too. So I guess I'll get to welding this. So I just got this side welded up. I think that's pretty darn good, folks. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it ain't pretty, but heck, most of it's gonna get bored out anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. But in terms of structural integrity, I think it's pretty darn good. We're probably gonna end up building all these edges up with a TIG torch so that we have a nice sharp corner, because I'm afraid that I probably blew that corner out with some when I was welding it originally, but that's not that big of a deal. Not too worried about it. So now I'm probably going to get onto this side, and then it's going to be ready to bore out. Also, I forgot to include that what rods I'm using today. So I'm using 7014s. That's because these things weld awesome, and I'd rather use a nice, clean, good welding rod that's, I would say, is beginner friendly, because I'm pretty much a beginner, than use something nasty and gross like 6011s or 6010s or whatever. So I think that this is a pretty good rod choice, and I would definitely recommend using this rod if you're for pretty much any project that you have. It's so nice, but the vertical is, or not vertical, the upside down definitely is not very good with this. So yep, I'll get onto this side and then I'll report back afterwards. So we're all finished up. I know it's not as good as every one of you YouTube guys, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Like I said, you can see where I blew that corner out pretty bad, so we're gonna have to probably clean that up, but I think that's pretty much to be expected anyways. These weren't too terribly wore out, but they were wore out enough to warrant fixing them. So it's not like they need a mile's worth of material on them. They just need to be freshened up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much that for the boom welding. So now I think I'm going to make a separate video for when we bore these, but I'm not sure yet. I might put it in the same video, who knows. So yeah, that's that. There's the machine. Pretty sad looking, but we'll go from there.